cars were not that safe in the early history of automotive. And that was a big problem. In the 50s, that became very apparent that this is a problem that needs to be addressed. And Volvo at that time made its core purpose to really fix this problem. And out of that passion came a lot of inventions. And one of them was the 3-point seat belt, and that was put as a standard into a Volvo. Our purpose, I should say, is freedom to move in a personal, sustainable and safe way. And freedom to move, that's a very basic human desire or need to move around. It's very, something that is in human nature to be able to do that. An unfortunate by effect, it creates a lot of CO2 that our planet cannot hold. So in order to continue to deliver this freedom to move, we need to address that issue. And that's why we are now going into a fully electric future. Volvo will be a fully electric company by 2030 and aim to be fully climate neutral by 2040. The industry we are in, the automotive sector, is undergoing a lot of quite exciting change at the moment. With the world looking like it does today, with our huge climate change threat, planetary safety becomes a truly important topic, and the Volvo consumers expect Volvo to live up to the same high expectations on that front as we've always done on safety.
This is our new C40, the first Volvo electric-only vehicle. Innovation in broad is really crucial for the future of automotive industry, because we are in a big transformation. We're in a transformation of the propulsion to electric. Well, the main difference between a hybrid and a pure electric vehicle is that the hybrid is based on both a combustion engine, typically in the front of the vehicle, and also powered by an electrical motor, an e-machine. The entire pure electrical system sits here in the floor. We have a battery basically from the front wheel to the rear wheel. There is an extra layer of batteries under the rear seat and in the tunnel to make as much as possible out of the battery capacity. There is an e-motor in the front and there is an e-motor in the rear, giving it all-wheel drive capability.
Another as big and as important change is that the whole logic of how you develop a car is being changed from being a hardware mix of hundreds of systems into principally a computer on wheel. And all the different logics and systems being really driven through software.
So here is really the heart of a modern car, the infotainment system. But what's unique here is that we have powered this infotainment system with the Google Android operating system, which then makes it capable to run the Google Map navigation, the Google Assistant and the Google Play Store. This is a car that you don't start with a button or an ignition key. You just simply press the brake pedal and you engaged into drive and off you go. Well, I can say in particular, I think the electronics and the software is getting more and more advanced and more complicated. That is where we put the focus and grow our resources and competence, but it's also the area where we fight most on verification and quality assurance. Developing all of those technologies has been the toughest journey for us delivering this car. We can see that an electric car today, and even so more tomorrow, is expected to do a lot more than to be just a pure electric driveline alternative next to other combustion cars.
It is a very challenging setup in the automotive industry with a highly complex supply chain. So in order to be a sustainable company, we need to work hard with our suppliers and sub-suppliers in the entire supply chain to ensure that our cars are really sustainable. We have great strategic goals going forward, and one which has given a lot of clarity is the goal of being a pure electric company by 2030. And that means also that our supplier footprint needs to change quite a lot, because now we need to have a strong focus on pure electric component suppliers, and that is a big step forward.
Well, the main driver is of course that is the sustainable alternative for the future and for the world. But it's also very much driven from consumer behavior and consumer attribute. It has immense amount of power and torque. It is completely silent. It is very smooth, very responsive. And then, as I also said, we put all of these connected features and digital experience on top of it that comes with electric vehicles, not necessarily directly linked to the electrification itself.
We are an industry leader in sustainability because we look at the car in its totality. We not only focus on tailpipe emissions, that would be easy, only launch battery electric cars, but we also look into the emissions the car is causing in its production process, both at our side, at our suppliers and sub-supplier side. So it is the holistic view we are taking to the problem.
Going fully electric for Volvo Cars, we're doing it because it's the right thing to do. It's the right thing to do for the planet and the environment. It's also what our consumers expect from us. They expect us to live up to the same high standard when it comes to sustainability as we've always done on safety. But also from a pure business point of view, it's the right thing to do. We aim to be one of the major leaders in the premium automotive markets of the future, and we know that market will be fully electric.